Blog Talk Radio.
Till Trump and paralyze Babylon. That's how you antagonize Babylon. Till Trump and paralyze Babylon. Rise back in and it's uprising. Okay, bullet no turn back. The one of them afraid of gunshot. Put up for them, rubber them. The one of them where come shot. Bullet no turn back. Police afraid of gunshot. Alright. They get to use their turn. God killer. That them the thriller. Shoot slave master. It's a map of them pillar. Some rock sticks on them. You can lock down the scheme on the villa. People that come see ya. Bullet up the trunk and we burn no dirty nigga. Gun Babylon, there is a nasty dirty trigger. Instead of saying that you are the mighty life giver. Every morning, God don't you be down a river. Here I bring the geography to fulfill ya. Babylon they try. Rastafari, I build ya. You to bust them pistol barrel a spin like windmill ya. Magazine, me wanna know that I refill ya. I saw me tell you, bullet no done back. Police afraid of gunshot. We talk for them, run for them. The one of them where I come chat. Bullet no done back. The one of them afraid of gunshot. Alright. God I'm here. Kill swamp and paralyze Babylon. Get a youth to antagonize Babylon. Kill swamp and paralyze. You see Babylon, them up the dead part.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Another Friday. It's your man Rasta B, and my co-host Smoke must not be here yet. He should be calling in any second now. We have a lot of topics to discuss, and especially with the Super Bowl situation going on, and the whole Beyonce and all of that going on. So yeah, we have a lot of topics to discuss. I'm not much of a sports person, so I will leave that to my co-host. But me, I like to, let's talk about the topic. The topic of the show we're going to discuss about basically pretty much the imagery that's portrayed around the world when it comes to black people. I'm 35, and pretty much the image of black men that I can remember since a child up until now is pretty much now is it's either you're weak, beat down by the white man, or you're the super gangster thug who terrorize your community. Let me bring in my co-host, Smoke. Is that you?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure. First I seen the number, but when I said my co-host Smoke and I didn't hear anything, I said, I must have hit the wrong.
I'm talking like, yo, what's going on? I'm thinking my equipment is malfunctioning. Right, we're in the building, though.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah, I was just pretty much going over the title. The title of the show is To Goon or the Coon. That is the question. It's Goon, right, and all this thuggery and so-called gangsterism when it comes to black men, and the ratchet, thought behavior of black women. Is this really our image, or is this a well-dressed modern version of minstrel shows?
Well,
so that's pretty much the topic.
We definitely took it over as our image. So we're definitely the ones that are, or we're mostly the ones that are perpetrating the stereotypes that are out there. So, there's always a road, a path that, caused this to happen. But, to be honest, we're the ones that are, keeping the stereotypes going. So, we'll definitely talk about that.
Right, in the second half. Because the number one thing about this show is we don't dwell on victimhood. We dwell on black power. So we're not giving the white man the pass. The white man is and will always be the devil, capital T. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? If I'm dating a girl, if I meet a girl in the strip club and she's stripping, and I'm dating her and she's still stripping, I can't get mad if she strips. Or if she sells her body and I'm dating her, I can't get mad if she sells her body. If I'm dating a whore, I have to expect the whore to be a whore. If I'm dating a stripper, I have to expect the stripper to be a stripper. So if this white man is the devil, we can't be shocked when he do wicked things. We have to accept it as what it is, you know? And if we're co-signing and following up his stuff, then we can't keep screaming the white man when it's the black man over there telling you, oh, this is just acting. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Because, you know, we had a lot of stuff going on today with the Super Bowl, so we can get into that.
Yeah, the big old Super Bowl. So Superman Cam Newton couldn't get it done. Well, it's out to the Denver Broncos. It was a good defensive game, you know, overall.
I wonder if it's because I made that joke. I can't remember what episode that was. When I said, you know, I'm going for Manning. And then I said, I'm just kidding. Hey,
man, it turned out to be that. I think I think the bigger part of the story of him, you know, than the Panthers actually losing the game was, you know, you had the halftime show with Beyonce. But, you know, prior to that, you know, getting to that, there was a big issue with Cam Newton's post-game reaction, you know, where, you know, he didn't want to talk with anyone, walked off the field. And then, you know, post-game, you know, they were asking him questions. And, he just had a defeated mentality. You know, he just had lost the game. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, when you look at it in the sense of it was just a game, you know, in the big scheme of it. But they had an interview in the background going, you know, while they're talking to him. And, you know, they're like referring to him as boy. And you got a whole bunch of different crazy stuff that he's hearing from the other side. So he pretty much walks away. You pretty much walk away like, you know, I'm out. And so
hold on, now they Smoke. Can you come a little closer to the phone?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you clearly now.
Yeah. So, you know, he pretty much left the situation, then you know, didn't answer any more questions. He just left. And, you know, now they're having a field day. You know, to me, it's just like, you know, they're happy he lost. Knowing like that, you know, that just would have been like a motivation for black people in a sense, you know, because of,
let me ask you a question. Who's happy that Cam lost?
That's the message that I see when I look at the media, when I look at, you know, these different sports shows, ESPN, the people that you see the anchors speaking on there, it's just more of a, people are celebrating Peyton Manning, taking his career out. But the bigger story is Cam Newton losing. And so I think that's where, you know, I make that generalization. You know, I come to that conclusion based on the fact that Peyton Manning, great quarterback, great career. He's winning. He's going out, you know, supposedly going out. He hasn't said he's going to retire, but he's going out with a bang. He won the championship. But it seems like, for me, the biggest story when I turn on TV is Cam Newton, post-game reaction, you know, just him losing. And so, you know, it's up that he lost, but, you know, it is what it is.
It's just funny with all of the symbolism everybody speak of, because we know all the symbolism that everybody speak of with the Malcolm X and the Black Panther, you know, salute that Beyonce did. You know, shout out to her, a huge shout out to her, because I'm not a Beyonce fan, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it just makes me laugh because when the sister not saying anything, then everybody want to scream, or, you know, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z all day, you know? And it's like, when these Jay-Z and Beyonce in particular are always the scapegoats of Illuminati and Boule sellout talk.
Right.
But we don't know all of the behind-the-scenes things that these guys do. And on top of that, when they do say something, they get lambasted worse than when they say nothing. Remember, Fox News drugged Jay-Z when the news came out behind the scenes. He was bailing out the protesters for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Right, I remember that.
But then, you see, but if he never did anything, then it would have been, oh, well, why Jay-Z can't do this for Black Lives Matter? Then when he does it, it's like, oh, this nigga here. Now he wants to do shit for Black Lives, but he's trying to sell an album or some shit. And it's like, damn, yo, damn if you do, damn if you don't. The sister went out there on Super Bowl. The last time a sister was on Super Bowl, let me not make that comment, because, again, I'm not into the sports, so I don't want to say something wrong. But what I'm basically going to say is, we done watched, well, maybe I could say the last sister to get this much flack for performing at the Super Bowl. I think I could say that. It's Janet Jackson. When the white boy Justin Timberlake, to this day I can't understand it. He rips off the thing on Janet Jackson's outfit, exposing her nipple, and she got flack for that. It sounds like back in the day, back when the white man would rape the black woman, and then she'll get in trouble, or she'll get beat for it. You know what I'm saying? What did you do, though? You know what
I was just joking around, but yeah, it's just weird, like, you know, like you said, the dynamic of, you know, how some people support it, they love it, they're all with it, black fish in the air, and you know, the other half are questioning why she's doing it. And we saw the same thing with Jada Pinkett, Jada Pinkett Smith, when she spoke on the Oscars. You know, wanting to boycott that because of the, you know, it not having a, you know, it not being black enough, pretty much, you know. And so, you had half of the people that's like, yeah, you know, boycott the Oscars, let's get our own thing. You know, they're gung-ho about that. And then you have the other half of people who are, you know, they're questioning, hey, well, Will didn't win an award, so that's why she's saying it. Well, you know, she benefited off this for so long, and, you know, now she's not benefiting. So it's like, you know, when are we going to grasp the actual, you know, when are we going to be able to look forward and say, hey, there's an opportunity for us to come together, instead of, like, questioning why and you know, people's motives, especially when it's legitimate. So it's like that to me is like, that's like the, you know, the weirdest thing. And then you see Rudy Giuliani come out, and, you know, now he has a big, he wants to make it the anti-police campaign, you know, supposedly that Beyonce is doing with the halftime show, and he's turning it into the anti-police. And so,
now,
you know,
wait, this is the same the cross-dresser, Rudy Giuliani. Is who you talking about? Mr. President, happy birthday, Mr. President. That Giuliani?
Yeah.
I can't take no cross-dresser serious. I can't take Giuliani serious.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You know he's a clown.
He got favorable. He got famous. I don't want to say famous. What's the word I'm looking for? He got a favorable light shined on him because of 9/11. Because prior to 9/11, Rudy Giuliani was looked at as a scumbag. Because remember, he was cheating on his wife, if you remember back in the day. He was cheating on his wife and ended up taking the bodyguards off his wife to put in more on his girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? Yo, this dude was a scumbag.
To be a front page article. I feel you. But he's always been, like, you know, been in the mix and, you know, being a mayor of New York. You know how grimy New York was in 94. When we came in 94 to like around 2000. You know, after he was there till after the World Trade joint. So you know how grimy police was. You know, he's a police guy. So can't really take him serious, but they made mention of him. So
they always gonna make mention of him because he's a fool. And instead of people, excuse me, because I don't speak for people, I speak for black people. So instead of black people holding their nuts and saying, Giuliani, who the cross-dresser Giuliani? That's what I would say. Well, how do you feel about Giuliani when he said, I'd be like, Giuliani? Who Giuliani? Oh, you mean the cross-dresser Giuliani? That's what I'd say, and I just walk away. This so people can remember. This is who y'all thinking I should be listening to. This is who y'all propping up. This is same Giuliani who put his man in the whole political race when they try to get him, propped him up to be the president. Find out everybody he knows is corrupt. Nobody pay attention to Giuliani. You know what I'm saying? Just like MOP said, fuck Giuliani. Fuck out of here.
Couldn't have said it better.
Four alarm blaze.
Yeah.
So that's so you know what makes me laugh though about the whole, cause let me think, we'll still stay on the Beyonce thing for a minute. We're gonna stay on the Beyonce thing for a minute because once again the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got time. So just to put shine on that, you know what I'm saying? Because really and truly, now this is something I was thinking. Now I'm hearing a lot of people talk shit about the whole Beyonce performance, and again, I didn't even see it, to tell you the truth. I missed it. Once halftime came on, I went to do something else. I didn't even, you know what I mean? I heard a line in the song, the Formation song, where she was like, right, because that was Sunday, so I think I was working on the computer. And I heard her say, I'm trying, the first black Bill Gates or something like that. And that line caught my ear, and I said, oh, okay, so she got a little something she's saying in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did not expect, because when I seen the Coldplay dude come out, I was like, yeah, all right, I'm good. Let me go ahead.
I didn't watch none of it live. I saw the replay of the Beyonce joint online somewhere. But I didn't watch any of that live, so it was just like, whatever. But
yeah, I didn't see no.
I feel like to have that big of a backlash behind it, it must really mean something to someone, or it should mean something to someone, and it should have.
No, it should mean something to us. Ain't the saying in the hood? Ain't the saying in the hood? If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, nigga. Ain't that what Vado said?
Exactly.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So once white people, this is what I always tell people. When you sit over here and you say, to stop racism, we should get rid of BET and Black History Month. And white people clap. And then when you hear people say, well, if black mothers wasn't having these babies and the black men, and y'all go pick up y'all dirty laundry after school, Bill Cosby, guess what happened? They clapped. That means y'all working for the cracker. But when you stand up and you hold your nuts and you like, nah, yo, you know what? George Bush don't care about black people. And then everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that on television. You didn't have to apologize, Kanye. That's not right. That's not the right platform. Why didn't you? That's when you know you did something correct. since we like to judge shit based off of white people, right? Then you base it off of the reaction of white people. So if I stand up and I say to myself, you know what? Yo, I'm original black man, knowledge of self, 35 years, and I don't even pay y'all white people no attention. Y'all not even a factor in my life. And the white person says, is that a racist comment? That's how I know that comment was right in his act. Because of your reaction.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
With black oppression and black stupidity, you know, that's big money. So anytime you're gonna, you know, do anything to possibly disturb that, people gonna have something to say, and that's really all that happens. You see Beyonce, you know, she salute the Black Panthers. The Black Panthers is always known to be, you know, a powerful group in the black community. You know, it's just known for that. And so now you have a generation of people that don't know anything about the Black Panthers who are now getting that information like, well, who is she doing that for or whatever, and they're looking into that and you know, and gaining information from that. You know, that disturbs the process of certain people making money. And, you know, anytime that happens, you know, it's going to be feathers ruffled. It's going to be some opinions put out there. You just got to know that, you know what I mean?
And see, but that goes back to what I said earlier. If I'm dealing with a stripper, then when Friday and Saturday come and she putting her glitter on and packing her bag, I can't be like, hey, babe, hey, where you going? You still a stripper? Nah, I'm dealing with a stripper. If I'm sitting over here now, you know what I'm saying, if I'm dealing with a girl and all she do is stick up drug dealers and she and her girlfriends come over and they got the ski mask like, yo, babe, I'll be back. Hey, where you going? No, you know who you dealing with. Same thing with this white man. You know who you dealing with. So anytime you saying something strong, again, if I say, yo, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, and that white man say, that's right, I'm going to say, wait a minute. I should re-examine this black thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're not supposed to feel comfortable. You're not. And if you do feel comfortable, then that means I need to reevaluate how I'm thinking. I remember when Barack was running for president, he was a senator, so this has to be 2008-ish, 7, 8, something like that. And I remember Alan Keyes was the first person to say Barack Obama cannot be president because he was born in Kenya. That's a black man. Then I heard other black people on this pro-black site saying the same thing. So I'm like, you know what? I'm old enough to know. I think at the time I might have been in my late 20s. So I'm like, I'm old enough to know that having white cops patrol your neighborhood and black cops patrol your neighborhood, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? You just got, if I'm a prisoner and instead of me having a white warden, now I have a black warden, I mean, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? But something within my spirit, I was like, if he was born in Africa and we all scream in Africa, what the hell does that matter? You would think that would be something we would celebrate. Yo, African sliding up in there, you know? Then what happened was, as the story of Alan Keyes died down, that he was saying this, then the Tea Party and the white Republicans start screaming, show us your birth certificate. You wasn't born in America. So then that's what black people start saying, y'all racist, that's why y'all saying that. And I'm like, whoa.
Birthers or something like that?
Yeah, the birthers. But prior to the birthers, it was Alan Keyes. And he's a black man. You see what I'm saying? So it's just funny because a lot of times when it comes to black people, we don't even know where our information comes from. Things that started with white people is now in our community, and we think it's new.
That's a good point.
Like the sovereign shit, like the Jim Jones talking about he only used nigga to soften the word, and now we want to running around the 2000 talking about nigga as a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Nigga being a term of endearment is like biatch being a better word to call your daughter than bitch. Like, what?
There's a show on that. There's a lot of...
That's all what?
On just like what? No, just on like the stereotype that's put into the community that we carry on, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your own shine.
Well, we're gonna tackle a lot of that today with the topic, because we're gonna definitely attack these entertainers.
Yeah.
We definitely gonna attack the entertainers, because a lot of this entertainment is nothing but the Minstrel Show. That's it. Everything. I'm doing research on this, and I'm just like, wow, man. All you need is a funky beat. You don't think these are hip-hop artists. I'm talking about, it's sad. Because we don't understand, we don't get it. And that's basically the sad part. Because we think all of this shit is ours. I remember, like, I was listening to Professor Griff talking on Brother Rich show, the Black Magic Channel, right?
Right.
So Griff is in Atlanta, right? So he was saying how there's a black Pan-African, lecturer guy or whatever named Naeem Akbar, who's black dude who's gay. You know what I'm saying? He's Bati. But he was out there in the lecture circus talking, the whole pro-black stuff. And it was funny when he was talking that, because I remember that vividly when I was a kid, right? I'm talking about, like I said, 10, 11, and my mother going to the health food stores. And when you go to the health food stores, back in the like I said, early to the mid-'90s, well, let's say, because I left my mother when I was 14, 15, so this is early 90s. And like I said, 90, 91, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Yo, when you go to the health food store, that's pretty much all you saw. Was gay white men and lesbian white women. You'll see interracial homosexuality and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like I ran across a lot of weirdos when I was a kid when it dealt with this conscious stuff. But I do remember that during the time when white people was always bombing the abortion clinics, when that was like always on the news and shit like that, that's when around the time I heard about the sovereignty stuff, and that's around the time when I heard about the GMOs. This might have been like 93, 92, 93, something like that. But that's when I heard about, they used to have like these were like radical, I guess you would call them radical now, but like radical white people, and they'll have magazines and stuff, so like I guess you would call them hippies maybe back then or whatever, but it was like away from the establishment, and they would pass out little magazines or leaflets in like the grocery stores, the vegetarian grocery stores. They got a place out here in Georgia called 7 Under and stuff like that. And they were handing it out. And I remember reading one that said they showed an enlarged chicken who broke its legs because the legs couldn't keep the chicken out. And I remember my mother having us read these articles as kids to reinforce us not eating meat. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, we seen what was put into the food. Now back then, if I would have said that, people would have looked at me like I was crazy. So it's like,
that's real talk.
Yeah, but he said that pretty much what I'm saying is it brought me back to that era, and I'm like, it was a lot of weirdos, and they're resurfacing. Did I see it?
Yeah, I didn't have that experience.
A lot of weirdos.
Man. But just to change it up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk about something that was going on that's that was some good shit, really. You know what I mean? So you was talking about football earlier, Cam Newton. So we got another football guy, Marshawn Lynch, who's hanging up the cleats. I think after it's 9 seasons, 10 seasons. And big story on him was that over his playing career in the NFL, he earned over $49 million in contract money. But the kicker to that even being a story is that he hasn't spent a dime of any of it. And so, Marshawn Lynch, people know him for, being in the Super Bowl, and he's just giving the same answer to every question. And, during that time, he got a lot of criticism, especially from black sportscasters, and particularly Stephen A. Stephen A. was giving him hell about him, just the way he perceived him. And again, he was applying.
Take a pen. Slow down real quick. So Beyonce does her performance, and she get criticized. Marshawn Lynch, he stands up, he gets criticized. And Jada Pinkett, she stands up and she gets criticized. All in her field by people that look like her. They all getting criticized by their own people. Interesting.
I think you know what we call those.
Yes. We have a special name for them.
I think you know what we call those. But, they're pretty much applying the stereotype to him. Because, if you know how Marshawn Lynch looks, he has locks. He has gold teeth in his mouth. And so, that stereotype of thug, bad parent, street guy, whatever you want to apply to it, people kind of put him into that mold. But yet, they rarely mention, that he does, he has a bunch of charitable companies, and he does mad donation. Like he got the Family First Family Foundation, where they do like mentorships out in Oakland. And so, you have a guy who, he's from Oakland. He's come from the hood. Everybody knows, Oakland is wild style out there. And so, for him to elevate to the level of a, NFL player, have a great career, win a Super Bowl, have all this money, for him to know that he's reaching back to his communities to bring people up, to help them achieve their dreams. And then on top of that, he's smart with his money. So I think, he's like one of those guys that, we really need to, lift up in the community, just start, praising people like that. Like, that's a great example of living getting wealth, getting money, and not spending it on crazy things, and giving back to your community. Like, he broke all the stereotypes. But when you look at him, you just want to apply what society says. You wouldn't even think that he would be capable of doing something like that. So when I saw this, I always liked Marshawn Lynch. Besides the fact that he's running over cats on the field. Whether you like him or not, his antics, how he treated reporters was always funny to me. Because the reporters, they think they think they're above the player in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna answer this question, and so he'll be blowing them off. So I always loved that. But at the end of the day, man, we need to embrace that. You know what I mean?
See, but that's the whole thing. You got to stand up, hold your nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see the reason why I keep saying that is because we all from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I always grew up in the hood. Uncles and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never had no brainiacs and no shit like that. All only dealt with and been around you know what I'm saying, ills of society. And what I noticed about niggas, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better word, shit don't stop them. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm walking out my house and I got my burner on me, tucked, and I see my enemy and he's standing there holding his child with his mother, and they celebrating somebody's graduation, I'm not going to stop. I'm still going to shoot everybody, right? If I'm over here moving work on the block and I see police, I ain't going to stop. Police don't stop nothing over here. But for some reason, when it comes to standing up for something right, we scared. It's like we don't know how that works. But for anything else, same thing when it comes to the crack house. We ain't got no problem saying, you know what? We're going to kick in this damn door, board up this back. We're going to have shooters on the top. Yo, this the crack spot right here. But when we want to do something positive, then it's like, yo, how can we get a building so we can... And I'm like, yo, why is it that the low-end 85er who don't care about the upliftment of his people and his race, he only cares about himself, can always hold their nuts when it comes to destroying us. But then the person that claimed to love us and wants to elevate us just sit there and make excuses on why it can't happen. And that shit irks me because literally, I've seen niggas, making moves and not caring. Yo, they got kids on their way from school. Kids ain't gonna stop my money. Niggas will be selling crack with their baby on their lap. Oh shit, police coming, stick that shit in the baby Pampers. Right or wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
But it's like, where's that same gall when it's time to elevate your people? Where's that same gall when you see the cop harassing somebody and it's 20 black men on the block, 5 of y'all caught bodies already? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how y'all don't just run up on that cop like, yo, back the fuck up, yo. You ain't about to do shit. You'll say something, nigga, I'll strip you right here, make you walk back to your precinct, nigga. No. But let that be a brother wearing blue in a neighborhood that's red or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Let that be a brother brand new to Chicago and he's like, he just, you know what I'm saying, he going to the corner store. He'll get bodied. Oh, he looked like somebody I was beefing with the other day. That's why I shot him. Y'all don't beef with police? Or y'all enjoy police digging in your ass crack? And it's not even about... Yeah, I was going to say it's not even about advocating, and it's just about reality. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's easy to do what you're allowed to do. Exactly. And in our minds, that's what we're allowed to do, is we can hate on each other all we want. We can, we can disrespect our brothers. We can, the whole gambit of whatever you can do to us. It's okay. It's not going to be a repercussion. But as soon as you challenge white oppression, then it's going to be a repercussion. I mean, you look at and this has all been implanted into the minds of our people. So when you go back and look at Martin Luther King was assassinated, you look at Malcolm X was assassinated, people have been deported. You got to go on the run. It's like when these stories are just drilled into our heads, drilled into our history. We talk about these every Black History Month, which is this month. These are the stories that we hear all the time. And so this perspective that's given to us, it puts us in fear. So it's easy for us to go against our brother. Because, again, no repercussion. What's going to happen? My brother's going to come back against me. I ain't scared of him. You know, there's no repercussion of it.
Exactly.
But that mind frame is, you have to break out of it. You know what I mean? It's one of the ills of the black community.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. And like I said, the sickness of that mind frame is, I mean, it is what it is. It's because I know I'm allowed to. I know that if I run up on this, I think the most savage shit I saw, just to show you a good example of what I'm saying, this was a couple of years ago, maybe 8 years ago or something like that. I don't think Barack was president yet. Right. And I done seen, well, you know what, I'm going to share two stories. One story was out of Jersey where a boy who I think the issue stemmed from the father. So the father might have owed some dude some money, and then they ended up catching the son, and then stripped the son down and filmed it and beat him with a belt. Like, you ever seen that one?
No.
It was straight savagery. It made a lot of attention in news, down to the point that the prosecutors and everybody that's seen it, they was like liken it to slavery and whippings. You know what I'm saying? And they like, yo, what kind of stuff? Yo, this is the things that was going on with black men and all of that yada yada chatter. You know what I'm saying? And then the second part I seen was, it was like a black kid running from like 4 or 5 black kids. Mm-hmm. And the black kid runs to the police. There's like 2 white cops. And the white cops looking like, shit, I ain't got nothing to do with that. So then they running. I'm talking about these niggas still running after him, like, and they straight upset. Yo, police can't do nothing. And when and you can see the boy looking at the police, and police looking like, yeah, I ain't about to do shit. So then he ended up running again, like, damn, yo, you know what I'm saying? And you don't see police do shit. So it's like that's literally what it is. I even told this once to this white woman, because she was talking her little shit, and I had to tell her, like, you ain't never wonder when you look at the news how a black criminal with a long record is walking around in the streets? So she's like, I mean, I thought about that. I said, because they work with the police. The police knows who these criminals are. They work hand in hand with these criminals. You have an easier chance to not have a record and end up in jail for a long time than having a record. If you have a record, man, you ain't seeing jail. you in and out all day. But if you never been in jail, you're going to do 6 straight. You might do 28 straight before they find out you're innocent. Like the brother in New York. You know what I'm saying? I have his story, so if I run across his name, I'm going to mention it. But it's like the brother in New York who was in Disney World. You know what I'm saying? He in Disney World with his family, got plane tickets, video of him there, and all of that shit. Still, the brother got convicted and went to jail. And had to spend like 28 years in jail for a crime that there's no way in hell he committed. And that's the prosecution did that.
But our people is mad when Beyonce want to show some sort of power. It's like, come on.
No, they mad because
like that going on.
They mad because you gonna get us in a whole heap of trouble. You gonna make white men mad at us. Don't you know Barack ain't gonna be in office soon?
That old master thought.
That's all that shit is, yo. That's all that shit is. And it's so sad, yo, because at the end of the day, none of this shit is real. None of this shit is real. The example I always give is the black race, man and woman and child, We ain't nothing but a attractive woman who's working 2 to 3 jobs, holding down the house with abusive, bum-ass white boy for our man. And he keep telling her or telling us, you ain't never gonna be shit without me. And we like, what am I gonna do without my white man? Ain't nobody out there gonna love your black ass. Oh, what am I gonna do without this white man? But you're doing everything.
Snoop said, like Harold Melvin when he lost the Blue Notes.
You know what?
Like what Snoop said when Harold Melvin left the Blue Notes.
Oh yeah,
shit without me.
No, you shouldn't. That's how we feel.
Man, go on. Yeah, it can't
That's how
be
we
that.
feel.
Is it that bad? Oh.
No, it is bad, man. Niggas we don't get it. We don't get it because we walk around all day thinking that, again, you have to put, and that's probably why there's so much damn homosexuality in the black community, because we ain't nothing, we women. You know what I'm saying? What's happening is no different again than a man dealing with a woman and making her feel like she's not shit. It's a psychological abusive relationship that we're in with the white man. So when we sit there now and we say, you know what, we're going to do something and support black. Then what happens next is you got the other black people that now they nervous and they scared. And it's like, oh, I mean, I ain't too black, or I don't want to be perceived as a racist. And it's like, what did he do that was racist? And you could tell that with the police killing us. Police kill us unarmed, and what's always the rhetoric since we was teenagers? Well, we need to start teaching black boys how to interact with the police. Huh? That's like telling a woman who just got boxed up by her man, we need to teach her how to duck. We need to teach her how to block. We need to teach her that when he comes home drunk and he's ready to fight, find a place to hide. We're not going to change the man that's kicking your ass. We're going to now tell the victim of the abuse how to overcome the abuse. So when he punches you, you need to go straight to the freezer and put ice on that, and it will reduce the swelling in half the time if you don't do that. And we like, wow, that's good advice. No, how about fighting? How about fighting back? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
That's just crazy. Let's stop getting our ass kicked. Let's stop getting our ass kicked and start winning. Like the next story I kind of want to mention here with my man Nas. Now, you was mentioning earlier that your favorite rapper is Jay-Z.
All day.
Taking no backseat, Jay. Taking no backseat today. Now, Nas, he's always been a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He has the success. Like the ill lyricist. People always love him for that. He always be getting out on the, with the police situation. Jay-Z. Everybody knows Jay-Z and their battle that they went through. So he always had those little things that, other rappers and people always say they can never knock him on his lyricism. They always hit him on the personal issue. So when I ran across this, I was like, I like this. So it's just talking about Nas, and the title of the article was "Is Nas on the verge of becoming a billionaire?" ? I saw this on BoxedIn.com. So I'm reading through it, and it's pretty much talking about him opening a venture capital firm called Queensbridge Venture Partners.
Wow.
So these guys are pretty much investing into a bunch of different companies in the tech industry. They made mention of Silicon Valley. Making investments in Silicon Valley. In one of the earlier shows, you were mentioning, getting your son into coding.
Coding, I was about to say.
That's kind of on point. Being that you see, you have people here that's making the investments in it. So, somewhere I got to turn around. But just to stay on point, you know what I'm saying, he was going in there, making investments. They list some of the companies like Lyft, if I'm saying it correctly, Dropbox, Coinbase, Tradesy. So it was cool to see that, Nas is getting his business game on. And now he said the Queensbridge Investment Group, they invest in 40 startups. The sectors, I said Silicon Valley earlier, but the sectors were financial technology, healthcare, and music production. And so I just thought it was great that, you see that's another example, of a black man just doing something with his wealth, and we mentioned Marshawn Lynch earlier. He has a business, too, with, his clothing line, the Beast Mode clothing line. So he's turning his money. So now you see Nas, a legendary rapper, investing into these companies in healthcare, financial industry. So that's just, motivating. And then to really say that, he could be a billionaire, not saying he will, but, to be able to be in those talks, and when you're talking about investing and having returns, those are normally not, places that you would mention a rapper in, let alone a black person. So,
yeah,
nah. You were saying Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre recently, of course your boy Sean Carter, he's been known for, having a business venture and getting money on that level. You gotta drop one. I am BK. I am Brooklyn though, so I ain't even gonna hate that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, drop the ball. But it's cool to to have to hear another story like that. You know what I mean? Cass, just pushing forward, making money, setting something for his kids and for the future. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna make opportunities for other youth. So go check that story out. It's on Boxton.com. You probably can find it. A bunch of other places or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because, see, things like that is important because whether we want to admit it or not, I mean, rappers is very influential.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, like I said, I'm always been a Jay-Z fan. And, I remember being in the car, an Oldsmobile, and the driver pulls up to a Range Rover 4.0. And I remember sticking my head out the passenger as a teenager, telling the driver, yo, my man, your six fell off. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a 4.0, not a 4.6. And I didn't even know how to drive at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little snot-nosed high school kid. But that's how influential these rappers are. So it's like the point that's being made is, and that's why you can't knock a Beyonce. You're supposed to celebrate a Beyonce. Because when Beyonce make moves like that, because this is the two parts of it. When Beyonce make moves like that, and more black men in particular salute her for standing up, that will subliminally give the okay to the black woman to say, oh, y'all like that image? Let me follow that image. How do I know that to be true? Because that's the excuses that the black woman gives on why they wear weave. And why they want ass shots, and why they want, their titties exploding. And, you know what I'm saying? The first thing you hear is, if we didn't do this to our body, y'all wouldn't like us. So how powerful would it have been if the majority of black people, especially in the conscious community, saluted the sister instead of following the narrative that we need to attack her? Let me tell you, I don't care if this was a publicity stunt. I don't care if she did that because somebody paid her to do that, and she's like, fine, I got the money, let me go ahead and do this. It doesn't matter. It's imagery, and that's what's important. Because, for example, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Look how much flack that Beyonce getting for standing up, and look how much support Bill Cosby getting now. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
He's now getting support where people is like, yeah, Bill Cosby didn't do it. Yeah, and Bill, and you know what I'm saying, and they try to set him up, and they try to bring this black man down, and I'm like, wait a minute. All Bill Cosby did, majority of my life, 35 years on this earth, was diss black people. Even, you know what I'm saying, even if you ignore the shit he was talking in the 90s, okay, I ignore that. I'm watching CNN. This is years ago. Just to give a roundabout timeline, this is years ago when I seen CNN and Bill Cosby was on CNN, and I don't remember. I don't think Don Lemon came out as gay yet, because I don't think the whole Eddie Long thing came out. I don't think so. But if it did, then he already came out as gay. But I don't think he came out as gay yet. I just want to give a timeline. And
Don Lemon.
Huh?
Don Lemon.
So he was calling black people no-gros. And he's like, yeah, and these no-gros nowadays, these no-gros, he kept saying it to the point that Don Lemon said, wait a minute, Mr. Cosby, or Dr. Cosby or whatever, what is this term you using? And he kept, no, this is on CNN. And this is what he calling black people. So me personally, did he rape them women? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if all of them white chicks is lying. You deal with that with the people you deal with. Don't fuck with the black community because you haven't been messing with us. I remember listening to the Foxhole and what's my man? John Witherspoon was on. And they made a comment about Bill Cosby because you know how he'll be like, oh, you shouldn't curse and all kind of stuff like that, right? 'Cause I think Jamie Foxx, it might have been Jamie Foxx who brought up the story, or maybe they were talking about Eddie Murphy or something like that, and Bill Cosby calling or something like that. But they end up asking John Witherspoon about that. And he said, what he said, and this is years ago, This is like right after the Superhead interview. You know what I'm saying? So it might have been like 2 years or a year after that, the Superhead interview. And he said, oh, ain't nobody paying attention to no Bill Cosby. When Bill Cosby was at the Playboy, he said Bill Cosby loved white women. He always chased after white women. And then he made reference to Bill Cosby at the Playboy Mansion. And that was way before any of these. I ain't gonna say the allegations, because the allegations is not new. I remember hearing the whole rape allegations and stuff. Not the rape allegations, the cheating allegations on his woman since I was a kid. Because if anybody remember, before you had TMZ, before you had Extra, before you even had Inside Edition, the only place you went to get your information on television was Entertainment Tonight with John Tesh and I can't think of the white woman, right? And her name might have been like Mary something, I can't remember. And that's where you went for your information. Entertainment, ET, Entertainment Tonight or whatever, that show is the first time I seen the video of Al Sharpton with the cowboy hat on with the FBI sting situation. That's the first time I saw that, ET. And I remember when Bill Cosby, when his son got killed. And when his son got killed, that's when they came out with the information about how he might have had a daughter out there. and you know what I'm saying, and all kind of stuff like that. So Bill Cosby been living fucked up for a long time. See? But now they wanna prop him up, but then diss Beyonce when she stands up. And that's the weird shit. And I just feel like we're so caught up in the victimhood shit that you see what I'm saying? Him being so caught.
We're gonna choose somebody who losing, Bill Cosby, because before he actually, because I mean, he won his case or whatever, but his image is tarnished pretty much.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The image of Cosby, whether you say he did it, whether you say he didn't do it, that's crushed. So the people will jump on that bandwagon instead of Beyonce, who is at her prime, who can really deliver a message. So if she gets on board, whether, you know, however you look at Beyonce, if she wakes up tomorrow and says, you know what, I'm going to make a change, she can actually execute it. Bill Cosby cannot execute that right now, given his situation, you know, regardless of what he want to do. So
no, but peep this. Even if this never came out, he still wasn't going to do shit.
No, of course.
Everybody keep getting... See, the thing that people... the only reason why black people feel away, and this is just how sad, yo. This is just how sad. And that's why this platform is not based upon victimhood and victimization and always feeling like because I'm black, I'm not shit. You know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby, without doing this, he still would have good shit. But the reason why black people feel like that is because the Cosby Show represented a likable black family to white America. And in our hopes that if white people can watch the Cosby shows and like the father, Bill Cosby, and like the mother, Felicia Rashad, and like the children, and see how we interact with each other and how we move. And look, we're all not gangsters. We're all not committing crime. We all don't have single-parent households. Then maybe white people will look at us differently and love us. Let's call it what it is. They will love us now. And then we won't have to deal with this anymore. But all that is victimhood, and that's why people got mad. That's why the sister, Jill Scott, and you know what I'm saying, and everybody else, like when you hear her interview and she talk about it, if I'm not mistaken, she says that. She says, "Yo, it's the image. He was all of our fathers. He was America's dad. That's a goddamn shame. That your television is your father. We don't even hear the shit that come out of our mouth. That's what really bothers me. Just like when Barack became president. Now I can tell my child that they can be anything they want to be and mean it. Wow. Is Mexicans saying that to their kids? Is Asians saying that to their kids? Is Arabs and East Indians saying that to their kids? Black Americans, yo, we're so, and you know what? And I don't want to be hard because I want to keep it a buck. It's conditioned, and we are abused people. And that's where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? Just like a kid who's used to their parents yelling and beating on them all the time, then what happened is they believe that's love. So they would do things to get in trouble just so they can get the attention from their parent. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we are. It's like we're so beat down and abused and stuff that it's like we don't even care about building ourselves up. All we want to do is be accepted by white people. And I have no problem with that. You want to be accepted by white people? Fine. That's what you want to do. But when I'm looking at Asians not giving a fuck about white people, and I'm looking at Arabs and East Indians, I'm looking at northern whites who come from Europe, and they tell you in a heartbeat, I ain't white, I'm Italian. I ain't no white boy, I'm a Jew. I'm a Russian. They don't even care about white people down south. When Africans and West Indians come down here and they click up and develop economies and stuff, then I keep looking back at black people and I say, so what is your problem again? Oh, well, this white man gonna take it from us. Nigga, do you not look around and see all these different communities?
Yeah,
look at all the communities. Swear, y'all, swear. We got to get out of that. We got to get out of that mind frame. So, shit, we at the 55 mark. So you want to get into the you want to get into the build? Well, let me read off some quick shit real quick then. We got we have Delaware apologizes for slavery and Jim Crow, but no reparations. They ain't trying to get. They like no reparations, which is weird to me because if you're gonna apologize for slavery and you're not gonna give reparations, no. You already gave the apology. That means you acknowledge you did something wrong. You see what I'm saying? And you got these silly Negroes smiling and shit like that because they got an apology. The white people mad because they like, why are we apologizing?
Huh? Just something for the to put in the newspaper. yeah, we apologize. Like, come on, man, fuck that. I mean, there ain't no benefit to it, so it's like, why are you gonna apologize?
Now,
ain't gonna be no
I'm not
benefit.
really, I'm not good with the states in America. I have a better chance talking to states in the countries in Africa. Delaware. What's the city of Delaware?
What's the city?
Yeah. Or Delaware the city. So what's the state that Delaware is in?
Delaware is a state.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. So what's the city of Delaware?
Dover, I think. Dover is the city in there. You're talking about the capital?
What's the capital, I should say? Yeah, the capital, my bad.
Shit, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Ain't it Maryland?
No, it's Baltimore.
Oh, is that Baltimore?
It's Baltimore, yeah.
Oh, no. So Dover is Dover, Delaware. My bad. Yeah.
I know
Dover
is the city. I don't know if that's the capital or not.
Yeah, it might be the capital.
Definitely look. Yeah, Dover is the capital. It is the capital.
Yeah. So they goes now and it goes. Sometimes it's all too easy to say sorry, but when, as prelude, one has to acknowledge centuries of racial injustices, reckoning, and the moment came Wednesday for Delaware Governor Jack Markell, a Democrat, who signed his state's formal confront the ghosts of their past. Wait, hold on. Maybe I'm missing some words. Yeah, I think I'm missing some words. I got my screen a little small, so I might be missing some words because that doesn't even make sense. But what we do know now is my screen loads that this is Delaware governor. Okay, there we go. Who signed his state's formal apology for slavery, 226 years of slavery to be exact, in an attempt to confront the ghosts of their past. Right? They're gonna say, okay. This was just the beginning. There were quite a few whereases among them. Delaware enslaved African and Native Americans in the mid-1600s, and its entire slave population was, can I see the other side? There's a bunch of damn, I'm so stupid. There's a bunch of damn words that for whatever reason not being shown. Then I hit a button that clicked me somewhere else. Yes, it's computer stuff. I'm 35, people. I'm not a kid, so you know. We had glasses. Yeah, I do need some glasses. But basically, in a nutshell, you know, I would hate to try to give bad information. Maybe you should just revisit this one later. But basically, they're doing this apology stuff, and in my opinion, with this, cut the check. Cut the goddamn check, because if you're going to say among them Delaware enslaved Africans and Native Americans in the mid-1600s, Native Americans got paid.
Man, everything else is just for the show. If you're not giving the people some type of property, some type of money, then what is we talking about? Sorry?
Well,
like, come on, man. That really was a reminder, if you ask me. Y'all remember 200 years that we did this to y'all. That's right. Because, if you're not trying to rectify it in some tangible manner, then it's like, all right, whatever. We just going to say, my bad. My bad. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, it's the time. It's like a lot of shots that we throw, man. It's like, come on, man. Why is it mentioning that, man? It's just to let the people know. Like, so y'all ain't getting
what
shit
is this? Now, y'all not getting shit from us. That's Delaware, right? Because slavery was a long time, and they like to play the little schematics of how we don't know how we're gonna divvy it up. Blacks own slaves too, and all kind of weird shit. But guess what?
Right.
In Cleveland, the goddamn Cleveland mayor, I don't know if you heard this one, the Cleveland mayor, he had apologized publicly because word on the street, they was ready to sue Tamar Rice's family for not paying the ambulance bill after murdering his dead son. You seen that? You heard about that?
Yeah.
Man, when I heard that shit, I was like,
the ambulance company, they suing for it's like slaps all in the face. Slaps all in the face.
You mean like the cop who's suing the family of the boy he shot and killed? And I think in Chicago?
We tweeted that story. We tweeted that story out, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's crazy because at the end of the day, see, we got to understand that this is an attack on all of us. This is not an individual attack. Oh, this is just a story in Cleveland. Oh, that's that thing that happened in New York. Oh, yeah, I heard about what happened in Houston. No, this is happening to one people, the same people. That means it's an attack on us. But we don't want to use us. The only time we say us is when we abbreviate in the United States. Fuck out of here. That don't make no sense. So I think I'm ready to get into this minstrel topic, man. Because my computer hasn't much.
Yeah, you want to take a break and get you get that joint straight, or you want to go straight up?
Shit, I would take a break, but my computer's not gonna. Yeah, I can't even get to the side. But you know what I'm saying? I could go with it. I got another story too that I could talk about real quick. Is you know the big rumor, another rumor that's going on is the whole thing about the new Friday movie that's coming out. Did you hear about
Friday
that?
With the Ice Cube movie Friday?
Yeah, the Ice Cube joint, yeah.
No, I honestly didn't hear that.
You never heard? Yeah, they're supposed to be trying to get everybody back together, you know what I'm saying? Chris Tucker, he's going to sign on, but his whole thing is he don't want to
really happen.
Well, that's the talks. You know what I'm saying? That's the talks. So they like, you know, they're trying to get that together, and they're trying to get that together, and they're trying to get the, you know, Chris Tucker. I think he was pretty much the only holdout out the whole situation, and his whole spill was he didn't want to be the same character. So that was his whole issue, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, he ain't got no problem coming back, but we just have to change. The character got to grow. So that's cool. But the real issue now isn't going to be Chris Tucker. The real issue is going to be Debo. Because Debo, if anybody knows, that in 2012, Debo ended up pleading guilty to mortgage fraud, and the feds done snapped him up. Like, I want to say they said he defaulted the banks for like 3.8 mil or something like that. Rumor is he working with them alphabet boys, you know what I'm saying? To get his situation reduced and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's a tough situation to be in, man. That's why it's important to keep it legal and you know, make investments the right way. Because, I mean, you know, we could all talk, just gangster talk, but nobody wants to be in jail, especially for, you know, something where you could have done something better. Like, I mean, I don't know that man's personal situation, so, you know, sometimes situations, you know, your personal situation determine some of the choices you might make, you know what I mean? So it's not to knock him or kick him while he's down, you know what I mean? But it's important for us to establish businesses, you know, that we can pass on to our kids so, you know, they not making those mistakes, you know what I mean? So that's crazy.
You'll think that's what we want to do. The only issue I have with people like the whole actors and the Debos and the Charlemagnes and the Little Moles, those are three that I could think of on the top of my head. They make this weird comment, like, that I hear a lot. Something like, and I might be quoting it wrong because I've never used the term before, but something like, don't interfere with God and the white man have in store for me. Have you ever heard that?
That sounds familiar with something Charlemagne said.
Yeah, I heard him say that. I want to say he might have been the first person I ever heard say that. Then I remember when Little Mo was on the show, then she said that, which I thought was weird. And then, you know, it's just that whole, it's just weird because it's like, man, I don't even think white people even want to even fly that racism, white supremacy flag. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think it's we the one forcing them. We're like, hey, but you the white man, you're supposed to have all the power. And it's like, well, okay, I guess so.
Well, I mean, we make it easy. You know what I mean? I don't think the average white person you look at on your day-to-day is trying to enforce a white supremacist, life on you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever I'm going to say. But, I mean, you have that system that's there, you know what I mean? We make it easy for that system to exist. You know what I mean? You might go as far as saying we are the reason that it still exists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably say that. You know what I mean? So we got to just stop making it easy. You know what I mean?
You know what I just thought about? Not to cut you off, but this is what I just thought about. If this white supremacist system is so damn strong and powerful, and this white man, he got his invisible foot around our Yeah, I'm back. You smoke?
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, man, damn white man came and kicked my ass. Took me off the damn radio. I hate when that happens. Yeah, man, but what I was saying, though, before my line drop was, basically, we just get caught up in this white man shit. We need to stop it. That's pretty much it. But let's get into this Minstrel Show, and I just want to get into basically Wikipedia little summary of what the Minstrel situation is. So they're saying that basically the Minstrel Show, it started with white people in makeup, blackface, nappy hair, you know what I'm saying, caricatures of black people. And they was playing black people, playing like, they're black people. So they're giving us their image of who we are.
Yeah, so and this was like late 1800s, 1900s,
about the mid 1800s.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, about the early 18s. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying about 1848 it became a national art form. So let's say the early 1800s. You know, that this shit been going on. 1800s. Okay. So this is how long these images of us have been going on. So they said the Minstrel Show lampooned black people as dim-witted, lazy, buffoonish, superstitious, happy-go-lucky, and musical. Right? So these are things that we have to understand, that the whole purpose of this was to entertain white people. And not only entertain white people, it was to become caricatures of who we are. It's no different than if you have a woman and every time she's in a role, she always has to be sexualized, or she always has to be loud, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if you want to stereotype a Jewish woman, and it'll always be a caricature of what a Jewish woman is. Or if you want to stereotype a Chinese person, then they always got their eyes slanted and the big teeth and all kind of stuff like that.
The way they talk.
Yeah. So that means no matter what, this is what goes on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, these are the things that the whole it's caricatures of who we are. What they're stereotypes of who we are. You know, they actually said that these characters dated back as early as the 1600s, actually.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, damn near 400 years.
Yeah, so basically it started with our white men, doing that. They was one of the, I guess what they said, the father of black sailors, Thomas Dartman Rice. You know,
right.
He had like Jim Crow play or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was basically started by whites.
Yeah, but you know why he started it? So they say why he started it? Because he couldn't find a role. He couldn't find a role as a white actor. So he ended up doing the whole blackface and doing the black, and you know,
ass white boy.
Yeah.
Oh, poor white boy.
But he made money off of turning us into stereotypes and characters. So what happened is, at one point, you know, black people looking like, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? We could do this too. Then we started to become minstrels also. They said around the 1840s and 50s, they said a man by the name of William Henry Lane and Thomas Dilward became the first African Americans to perform on the minstrel stage. All black troops followed as early as 1855. So it's like
I know when I was
the character. Yeah,
I was looking at the researching the Minstrel Show somewhat, and in the Encyclopedia Britannica they marked the change from when the white actors were doing the minstrel shows to when when black actors started taking over. They marked the change after the American Civil War. So they were basically saying after the Civil War, that's when you started seeing the black performers, start to take on those roles in the minstrel shows.
Take on the roles.
To start taking over. Just taking over.
Yeah. And it's sad because the same thing is going on now. with the, you know what I'm saying? The same thing's going on now, and we don't realize that because we're watching black people perform in these coonery, coon-like, buffoon-like, lazy, you know, buck your eyes. See, we keep thinking that whole minstrel cooning stuff is the big lips, the big teeth, the eyes, yes, a bowser, and all of that stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
the stereotype of it.
Yeah, that's a stereotype.
Of what it actually is.
Yeah, the cooning shit to me now is the super gangster shit. You know what I mean? When you go over there and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm gonna come out with a mixtape. My mixtape is gonna be Memphis Murderers. And we're going to have a bunch of my niggas on the cover with guns and a grenade and a fucking rocket launcher. And we're going to have our pants sagging and a mean mug. But, nigga, you from the suburbs. You graduated from college. Where's all this thug shit come from? You know what I'm saying? All of that to me is minstrel.
Yeah, when you take in that theme, man, of, you know, the change from the white minstrel show actors to the black minstrel show actors, sort of like, you know, we taking over the role of the white supremacist in a sense, you know what I'm saying, when you look at it like that. So when in modern times, in our time now, hip-hop has kind of taken on that vessel for us to kind of coon and be the new minstrel show, like you said. So when you have you know, you was mentioning, well, hip-hop overall has a gangster image, the Goon image. You know, put your hoodie on, put your gun on, make sure you got an extra clip, make sure you got that 30. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's basically what it is. You got an awesome,
wait. You know, slow down right there. Prior to that, the Republicans and the media was turning us into these monsters. The big black, brawly black man, and he's going to try to rape the woman, and he's going to do this, and he's going to do that. Now we, in return, stepped into these roles, and now we're called rappers, thug rappers, and it's crazy.
Right. It's perpetuating that image through the Goon. So, you know, when you take a look at it from, like, because, you know, all of us from the hood. Yeah. So, you know, we be in the hood and we look at it like, man, they talking about shootouts in broad daylight, talking about slapping up old ladies, what she call the police. We talking, you know, we all seen those stories, you know what I mean? But for the music that we, you know, as part of our culture, to continually push that on us, you know, whether people believe it or not, you know, you have the youth, especially, listening to this music and being influenced by it, no matter what you say. And so to have that whole Goon image is no longer the tap dancing, there's no longer the black face anymore. Now it's the gun on your hip, cup of lean, smoking a blunt, disrespecting everybody. That's the new coin, and it's done through the Goon image, through the vessel of hip hop. And it's crazy that, you know, we love the music. Like we love Future. We love you know, you can name the endless rappers, but the subconscious message that we get from it's just, like you said, a new age cooning, man. New age cooning.
Because what we don't understand is if you, and I would challenge any listener to YouTube blackface minstrel shows, and you look at it, and guess what? Them white boys dressed up in black, they got swag, they got style, They got rhythm. And you're going to sit there and be like, you know what, I hate this, but, man, it seems familiar. Like, where I seen this from? Probably BET or MTV Jams. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? I think the most detrimental aspect of this Coon and Minstrel stuff is the fact that it travels around the world. So now you have someone in the West Indies or in Africa, let's use Africa, who will now look at this image and look at the image of an African. Flies, poor, skinny, you know what I'm saying? And then they turn around and say, well, shit, I want to be like the black Americans. So then they dress up nice. They put 2 earrings, big-ass earrings in their ear. You know what I'm saying? They down, now they got a swag and a bop and all kind of shit. And it's like, you don't even realize, that's not even us. That's not even us. If you want to see black people, like if you really want to see black people, look at poor white people. And tell me poor white people don't carry on the same cadence as black people. So how we act and what we think is black is not. We have no clue how we act because, 1, we don't travel. 2, we don't even consider black people our people. We only consider African Americans our people. We don't understand that a lot of the things that we think is ours is not ours. We'll sit around and we'll say things like, and you know how niggas is, and you know how niggas is. Come on, you're repeating a stereotype of who you are. Right. Even the Asians, they stopped the stereotype of them. When the last time you seen a slanty eye, big teeth Asian on a TV show? You see what I'm saying? Think about that. When the last time you saw a Native American with a TP or some shit on TV?
Yeah, they complaining about that shit.
And
we
changing
it. We laughing with it. You know,
right.
we accepting it. You know,
we have
flying the flag of it. We love it. You know, whereas others is like, nah, this don't match with what's going on. Let's get rid of it. Our people, we don't do that. We unfortunately don't think like that. And
yeah. Conditioning, really. It's really conditioning. Because, see, you don't love yourself. And then how can you love yourself when the destruction of yourself is so profitable? You know what I mean? How where's the benefit of loving yourself when destroying yourself is so profitable? Why would I, as a black filmmaker, make a smart black comedy depicting black people when, as Ice Cube said, our buffoonery in Hollywood is golden? That's a quote from Ice Cube. Our buffoonery, which is one of the examples used in describing the Minstrel Show. We're lazy, happy-go-lucky, buffoonish, superstitious. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, Joe. We even see it on the news with the whole Sweet Brown and I had to go get my whatever. You know, I can't remember her name. And
I think one of the best examples you could probably use for the Goon and Cooning type of topic or whatever is your man Plies.
Plies, oh my God, that dude.
Your man Plies. I mean, you know, Plies makes
Mr. Busted Baby himself.
Oh man,
I used to rock with Plies. I used to rock with Plies, man. I used to rock with son, man, but I couldn't understand it. I'm sitting over here because me, hey, yo, how you get down is how you get down. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing this dude, and I'm like, yo, okay, this song is dope. You know what I'm saying? Because, yo, real talk, you could sell shit if you market it correctly, niggas about shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So I'm looking at the whole Busted Baby shit, and I'm like, yo, the hook is nice. T-Pain was doing his thing during that time, and it's like, yo, this joint is dope. And I'm like, well, you know what? If he a hood ass dude like that, then it is what it is. Yeah, I see this dude on. No, there's a couple of songs he had. And I'm just like, you know what? I rocks with this dude, Plot. I think I heard the song "Crackers Gave Me 100 Years" or something like that.
Yeah.
But man, when I heard that, I ain't even gonna front. I said, "Oh, this dude right here, yo, this is my favorite track." I put it on my MySpace page and all that. So he goes on 106 in Park, and they like, "Yeah, Plies," and I'm like, "Oh, they turn it up. This nigga Plies. Let me go see what the brother talking about." So Plies, how you doing? I'm doing quite swell. How are you doing today? I say, whoa, wait a minute. What? What happened to the baby Wilson?
But see, that's what makes it the cooning, because it's like, we know our element, or the hood element. Most of us are born from the hood, live in the hood, whatever the case may be. We know what the hood element breeds. So we have rappers that really live the life that they are rapping about. And it's not so much that you condone it, but it's real. It's like, this is what's really happening. So when you look at a case like Plies, it's like, you can't tell me that you're really this dude that you're portraying when you change your voice and the way you talk to do a rap song. It's like, you can't convince me otherwise, man. And so it's like, when you just see that, and that just adds that extra layer of cooning to it. It's bad enough that, whether you subconsciously doing it, you don't know you're doing it, you're doing it. If you're giving a wrong message, it's a wrong message, a wrong message. But when you know that this is not me, I'm consciously changing who I am for a buck. Yeah. And it's consistently done in hip-hop. I mean, we see it in the media. We expect that from media personalities. We expect that from Stacey Dash. You might I don't know Stacey Dash, but you might meet her and she's totally different or somewhat different than what she may portray on TV. Who knows? She could be that. But you understand someone being in the media doing that. Because the media always gives a fucked up generalization of black people, a fucked up image of it. So we know that already. You expect that. But hip-hop is supposed to be ours. From our people, from our perspective. You know what I'm saying? And so to have that, like, be tainted with, the fakeness, is like, man, what do we have, man? What do we have?
That's the sad part. That's the real sad part. I'm reading a part they're talking about when you was bringing up how the minstrel shows pretty much was dying down after the war. So they're saying that, during the war, it was dying down. Then the North pretty much had the whole entertainment stuff on lock, like P.T. Barnum. So they had, like, the, pretty much like circuses, like entertainment, performance, right?
Barnum and Bailey.
Right, okay. Right. So we're on the same page. So they got things like this. So what happened was the white boys, they end up trying to they only could really do this in the Midwest, which is racist. We already know that. In the South, which is where black people had to fight to put the white people back in place. So they said once this happened, they said it was then it was the blacks. They kept doing it, and they kept pushing it up and pretty much enforcing the stereotypes, right? So they said in content, early black minstrels differed little from its white counterparts, meaning there was no different from the white counterparts, as the whites drifted from plantation subjects in the mid 1870s. However, the blacks placed a new emphasis on it. So when the whites were leaving from the plantation subject with the minstrel shit, the black people, they kept back. We cotton picking and all kind of shit like that. I remember as a kid, wait one cotton picking minute. Never, I was up north. I'm in Brooklyn as a kid, so I didn't know what the hell cotton picking meant. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is a cotton, you know? So it's like, yeah, wait one cotton picking minute. We reinforce these things. Then they said they put more emphasis on the plantation, and then in addition, the Jubilee singing gave black minstrels a popularity boost. Because they like, wow, not only can you see the cooning, you can get you a nice song out of here. And then they said that the black groups were rightly believed to be the most authentic performers of such material. So now we're getting praised and popularized to be buffoons. So they said other significant differences were that the black minstrels added religious themes to their shows while the whites shed away from them. So we are the ones that carried on the tradition pretty much. So there's a part where they're going to say, although black minstrels lent credence to the racist ideals of blackness, so they played into the ideals of black racism, but many African minstrels worked to basically to subtly poke fun at white society stereotypes of them. How? How do you do that? How do a crack dealer slowly run out of crack, and then the crackhead put them onto a new plug, or start selling crack them damn selves? Now the white dudes ain't giving us the crack. Now it's black people selling us crack, and then we're gonna use the money to show that we get from crack sales to show how white people bring crack into our neighborhood. No, you can't destroy the image of black people and to poke holes in white society. That's that same shit about us saying we want to be loved by white people. We don't give a fuck about us. We will disrespect us just to make white people accept us. And that's the craziest thing. So then they said that I can't find. They basically said that black people. All right, now watch this. Pat H. Chappelle, right? So we don't know if David Chappelle is related to this guy. Capitalized on this and created the first totally black-owned black show, and it's called the Rabbit Foot's Comedy Company, with an all-black cast of great performers that elevated the level from minstrel to sophisticated fun comedy and successful touring mainly the Southwest and Southeast. No. You're doing the same shit. You're just making it better. Instead of me adding rat poison to my crack, you know what I'm saying? Or instead of me, I'm going to add something nice, because this is high-grade crack. No. It's the same shit. And I feel like that's our problem. And they said that the majority of people that filled up the audience to watch these minstrel shows was black people. Now, what's a modern-day minstrel show? Could it be Love and Hip Hop?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Could it be Flavor Flav shows, For the Love of Flavor Flav, or whatever the name of that shit was?
Right.
Could it be? See, I don't watch a lot of TV, but all of that VH1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean they all pretty much the same. Love and Hip Hop, all of the different cities as it is. You got the Real Housewives. You got Ray J when he had his joint. I mean, just, you know, everybody got the shows. They pretty much one and the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And guess who watched it? Black people. Largely black people. And it's like we can't. Yeah, for the most part. And we'll sit there and call it entertainment. But guess what they called the minstrel shows back then? Entertainment. We'll say, well, we're supporting blacks. Well, guess what the hell they was doing back then? Supporting blacks. So my question is this. Why is it that when we're destroying ourselves, we can come together to support, but when we're standing up and we have black women in formation, forming an X or whatever, and throwing up that black fist and dressing in an image that reminds you of the Black Panther Party for self-defense, and showing you what happened in Katrina with these images and showing you what's happening, why do we then end up turning around and complaining about the imagery? How do we then turn around and say, well, she was wrong, why did she do that? But then we'll run and click on Love and Hip Hop and see what other black woman on TV aborted her baby. That's a stereotype. That's a stereotype. What other black woman is out there going to be sleeping with one man and another man, and they don't want nobody to know? Or which one's going to get played by these guys?
Well, you know what it sounds like you're saying? You know what it sounds like you're saying? It sounds like you're saying we are entertained by our own demise. Does that sound about right?
Exactly. Our destruction is goddamn entertaining. We can sit back and watch that all day.
We tap dancing to hell.
Yeah, that's our death march. Look, we march in a death march, but because we black, we got a little rhythm to it. So instead of it sounding like boom, 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 our shit might got a little, you know what I'm saying, a little to it. And we like, yo, you know what? I could rock to this beat. Yo, let me go. And now you got the sisters that she's shaking her ass to the beat. And now everybody dancing. We forgot this ain't no party, nigga. We marching to our death. And we got it confused and think this is a party. This is not no party. Ain't nothing sweet, ain't nothing happy about this. And then we run around with this goon shit, and y'all niggas ain't nothing but coons. How can you run around talking about you a goon, you a gangster, you got all these thugs and all kind of shit? Well, if you got 50 niggas that'll do whatever you tell them to do, then tell them to clean up your goddamn community. Oh, that's too deep, right? That's too deep. But tell them 50 niggas, yo, let's kill one black guy. Everybody down for that.
Yeah, because coon and goon is the same thing. It's not like you're saying goon, and although you don't want to, you don't want to incite violence, but only thing when you mention a goon, it means kill niggas. Something that got to do with killing a nigga, offing a nigga. It never has anything to do with killing white supremacy. Nobody's talking about killing cops. Nobody's talking about doing shit like that. And it's not saying that that's what you want to do, but when you mention a goon, it's only in regards to putting in that work on our own people. So cooning and gooning, the same shit. The same shit. Just the way it's being expressed is slightly different, but it's the same end result. You putting in the work for the fucking white man. Same old Minstrel Show shit.
You can put a small T inside the C, and that C will turn into a G. You see what I'm saying? You can put a small T, a small capitalized T inside the C, and that shit turns into a G. And it's sad and shit because it's like we glorify this, and then, but we think what we do in America stays in America, and it don't. Because guess what? And this is what the black woman has to realize. when you out there shaking your ass and all kind of stuff like that, and you want to be a fucking whore on TV because you're getting paid to do that shit, talking about sucking D and all kind of stuff, and all this whole debauchery, you make it hard on the sisters in Africa when the peace workers come inside there and rape them little 12 and 11-year-old girls because they just finished watching Nicki Minaj shake her ass. And that's not a shot to Nicki Minaj. That's not really even a shot to the black woman. It's really just to put it out there that, yo, what y'all doing, y'all ain't moving right. You probably don't even know you're not moving right because you've been moving so wrong for so long that you think it's right.
Yeah,
but
the ratchet shit is the female version of Goon. Most people running around here going in there as men. You know what I mean? Yeah. The woman is the ratchet. They doing everything associated with the ratchet. Loud, mouth, disrespectful. You know what I mean? We don't even have to put a certain image to it, like weave and all of that, because that really, even though it is, it is part of it, but it's just really the nastiness. Just someone that you wouldn't want to, make a wife. You wouldn't want to have no family with this type of shit. You know what I mean? The Goon,
exactly.
That's the type of man you don't want. So it's just the ratchet shit is just a female version of it.
And the funny thing about that is, this is 2016, right? So now it's Goon and Rachett. But back in the 90s, it was called niggas and bitches. You know what I'm saying? It was called niggas and bitches. But then we changed it from niggas and bitches to now she not a bitch, she Rachett. And he ain't a nigga, that's a goon. And it's like, yo, y'all weird, man. Y'all just listening to what somebody tell y'all. Because my thing is, at the end of the day, yo, you your own man. Just like what you said with the Marshawn Lynch situation. That man saved all his bread. He spent his endorsement. He saved his bread. He opened up a store in Oakland. Like, yo, you don't have to follow these trends. You don't have to follow this path. It's a choice. And a lot of people that follow that are empty people. So if you're sitting around following something that you saw on TV, you're an empty person. And again, that's not a shot at you, because maybe you didn't know. Maybe you thought that's how niggas act. Well, I'm a black woman from the South, and this is what we do. Huh? So what do you do, sister? Well, I'm from Brooklyn, so you know this how niggas rock. Okay, well, you told me how niggas rock, but tell me how you rock. Nobody, you can't answer that question. You know what I'm saying? I asked a black woman this once. I didn't have no children at the time, so I might have been in my earlier 20s. And I was like, I was just tripping over the whole, I think that was the first time I ever heard a black woman say, oh, bitch means beautiful, intelligent, whatever, And I'm like, what? How like, that just sounded so stupid to me. And I presented that to this girl that I knew, and she was like, yeah, well, we could take the meaning of bitch. Like, bitch and nigga is the same goddamn word. It's the same argument. It's the same word. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we so far apart, we don't even realize it. So she said we done took the bitch word, and we made that mean strong. Bitch means strong, right? I said, oh, okay. I can rock with that. So let me ask you a question. If your daughter graduated kindergarten, right, and she run across that stage with her cap and gown, are you going to jump up and say, that's my bitch? All of a sudden, it's silent. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, I went and said, well, why not? If bitch means strong, right? Wouldn't you want to call your daughter strong? Ain't you proud? But now it sounds dumb, right? When I put that to a child. Just like when I hear grown men tell, oh, my bad. Yeah, I was saying, just like when you talk to a child, you know what I'm saying? Like when I hear men say things like, yeah, my little nigga over here, my little nigga, when he refers to his boys. Why would you have your child at a young age thinking it's acceptable to be called and referred to as nigga? That means you're not raising a god. You're not raising an original black man. You're raising a nigga. And then we'll do that thinking like it's cool, and it's not cool, yo. If we're raising up the next generation, we got to raise them generations up correctly. We cannot say, well, my father called me a nigga, so I'm going to call my son a nigga. No.
Well, so what's funny about that is, like, I'm messing around with my son, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come here, little nigga. This cat looks at me like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It was both funny. It was funny, so both me and him laughed. But it was like that moment where it was like, all right, man, bugging, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was in jest. It wasn't like even an angry moment or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to get him to do, like, you know, I can't quite remember what it was. I was trying to get him to do, but it wasn't anything angry or malicious or anything. But it's just like he looked at me like, you don't normally say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know where that came from. You know what I'm saying? But
even he realized it though.
Exactly.
Even he's looking at like, whoa.
Exactly.
And that's how you can tell his conditioning.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's how you can tell his conditioning. Because if you constantly were saying that since he was a baby, you saying that will now make him feel like that's cool and acceptable. Then now your son's going to be one of them fools out here in the street that call everybody a nigga and get mad when somebody call him a nigga. It's like, come on, I've been hearing you say nigga for the last 12 years. Now, when me as a white man call you a nigga, I'm wrong? You call me a nigga every time you see me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to, because again, this show is solution-based. So you have to say, you cannot hold on to stereotypes, you cannot hold on to ideologies, you cannot hold on to situations where you feel like, well, this is just how it is. No, you always have to say to yourself, whatever's being sold in America, I'm not buying that shit. In my house, this is how I'm raising my seeds. My daughters, they're going to know about strong black women. I'm not going to teach my daughter the rules of men or some shit like that so my daughter know the game. No, your daughter ain't learned shit. Your daughter knows how to combat men. That's it. If you teach your daughter how to be a strong little girl and give her books and information of other strong black women, your daughter is going to grow up to be a woman. So when she hear the games that the men is playing, she's not going to get caught up. You know why? Because she know who she is. But no, you got a lot of men that will teach the daughter, well, this is what men want, and all they want is this. So don't let no man. And now you got her reduced to her pussy. You see what I'm saying? You got her reduced down to just sex, to where she feels like the only thing I can offer this man is sex. So that's what I'm going to hold back from him. Because outside of that, I don't have shit else. You know what I mean? The same thing with the boys. Oh, you a nigga, you a thug. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm teaching my son so my son could be out here. Well, yeah, you making another criminal. You raising up another fucking criminal. Somebody else who's going to get killed by a cop or killed by another brother. So it's like, what are we doing? You see what I'm saying? Because we don't have an image of who we are. We only want to follow the image that's given to us. So once we see, well, the black woman, she's shaking her ass and she's loud and you know what I'm saying? Well, that's how we is. That's how we move. No, it's not. That's the image out there.
We are participating in our own demise, man. We have to be serious about the images that we allow to infiltrate, our psyche, man. We gotta protect our kids from that. You gotta protect yourself from that because it's easy to get caught up in it. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy. So, you gotta cut that bullshit ass TV out. We live in the real world. You're gonna turn it on. You're gonna watch certain
things. You're not gonna turn it on. Yeah.
But understand what you're watching. Understand what it is. Definitely
have some principles.
Right.
Have standards and principles. Yeah, that's the S&P that black people need to have in their homes. Standards and principles. So you say to yourself, I don't care what's going on in the house across the street, or I don't care what's going on in the house down the block, so long as my son knows in this house, this is how we move. That my daughter knows in this house, this is how we move. And like you said with the television, if you watching TV and you see a man kissing another, yo, cut that shit off. Let's say, yo, enough of the TV. You got some people that sit there and, well, I mean, he's too young to know what's going on. Yeah, listen, if your child is too young to understand what's going on, that's because your child's retarded. Straight up. These kids have knowledge of self and know who they are more than you know who you are.
But see, but that's
at
really
1
the
year
problem.
old.
If you're saying that they don't know what's going on, that's the real problem. Because
that is a real problem.
You don't know how they're going to perceive it because they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's even a stupid thing for our people to say, and you hear it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
You hear it all
if they
the
don't
time.
know what's going on, you definitely need to keep it away from them. Because if they see it, then you don't know how they're going to take that and what's going to come of it. Because they definitely don't know what's going on. So
exactly.
They don't know the real deal.
Standards and principles. That's what I hope the listeners take away from today's show outside of the Coonin and all that and the Minstrel Show. Develop standards and principles in your home. Develop rules and statutes in your home. Stop believing that it doesn't matter what you teach your child. When they get out in the streets, they're going to do their own thing. Stop thinking that. Because you saying that means you gave up on your child. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That means you gave up on your child. Because guess what? If you got your son in football, you're not going to allow your son not to do football. You're going to force his ass to do football. But we're not going to force our children to read a book. Huh?
I said, you ain't lying. You ain't lying about that.
You know what I'm saying? We'll force them into the sports. Yeah. Dad, I don't want to do this no more. Boy, you're going to take your ass back over there and play. But then if your son says, Dad, I don't feel like reading this book. Nigga, you right. I don't feel like reading it. This is a big-ass book, nigga. And it's like, come on, man. We reinforcing that shit. And what happened is we produce weaker and weaker, dumber and dumber children. And that's what we got to stop. You know? So that's the solution. The solution is standards and principles. Establish that in your house. Huh?
Yes, standards and principles. And it goes back to the caller that we had, what was it, last Friday, when he said, set the standard. Set the standard in your home, man. And other people will follow, man. It's really as simple as that, man. You do it, others are going to start doing it. Because, you know, we like to copycat. We like to bite. So at least bite in a good way, right?
Yeah. And that's the whole thing with the Beyonce thing. If we copycatters, so how about, instead of tearing Beyonce down for standing up, how about instead of giving a fuck why she did it, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the action, appreciate the symbology of it, and salute that sister. And hopefully everybody of her beehives would follow what she's doing. And it might let Beyonce now, because she might be looking on the internet and she like, damn, look at these white people getting at me. Look, Jay, look at this. Look at them getting at me. That's them. I'm about to go to the black side and see what they say and get some support from my people. Damn. They hate it too.
Let me back on.
Now I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, we're coming to the end now. So I just feel like standards and principles. I think that's the solution that will stop the gooning, the cooning, the ratchetness, the whoring, the wrenching. Because you know what's funny with the ratchet? one of the words that they used to call black women back in the day was winches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You go
You're a fucking winch. Yeah, you're a winch. Now you're a ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Right? Boy, man, yo, we don't even get it, man. We don't even get it. It's sad, yo. But it is what it is, man. Shit. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna do tomorrow's show. Well, we'll see what the topic is gonna be tomorrow. Because eventually I want to do my Solomon show, showing my theory of Solomon being a white man, and there's something I wanted to read that I found pretty interesting the other day when I was going through my my book, and they talked about how they put together the Kibra Nagas, and that's the book that I was reading from, and there's a part that was pretty interesting. Let me see, can I find it? Yeah, they said that the extensive. They're talking about how they broke down the Kibra Nagas from Ge'ez to English and other languages, and the part that I wanted to bring up was the part that goes. Okay, here we go. This edition, they said, a careful study of the Kibra Nagas made while compiling and translating the work into English has convinced me that the original form of the Kibra Nagas was that exiting into the Coptic manuscript belonging to the Patrilineal Library at Alexandria, and that the Arabic version made from these are greatly supplemented by the scripts in the various monasteries of Egypt. Subsequently, these enlarged versions found their way into Ethiopia via the Blue Nile. This editor has received a French paraphrase of the Arabic text of the Kibra Nagas, which was printed in Amelou in his Cotes E. Romans, Paris, 1888. Also copy in Spanish from the Arabic text printed by Bizlode. From there, I have been able to separate all the fictional editions in order to bring out a complete and authentic version in English of the Kibra Nagas. Then it says, the extensive fictional and legendary narratives will appear in its entirety in a sequel to this modern version and will be entitled Legends of the Kibra Nagas. So I want to look to see, can I find the Legends of the Kibra Nagas so I can read the fictional parts of the story? Because basically what they said was the Arab, it was like multiple books, and one book dealt with the fictional stories, and other books dealt with the historical stories, and the Arabics merged both. So I'm trying to see, can I find the Legends of the Kibra Nagas, so I can read that, because I want to see what fictional stories is in the Legends of the Kibra Nagas that is deemed real in the Holy Bible. You know, if it's in there. But it's just, a little pet project I'm going to have, and that's it. Yeah. But, it is what it is.
I've never heard that book, so I'm going to try to look and see if I can find it, too.
Yeah, I'm going to see that. Because I do want to get into that, I definitely want to get into that with other callers to see what their viewpoint is, especially Hebrew Israelites, black Hebrew Israelites, because I want them to explain where do they get their information that Solomon is a black man. I want to ask them where they get their information that King James is a black man. You know what I'm saying? The number one question I would ask the Hebrew is, don't show me a picture of King James being a black man. Show me a picture of King James' mother and father being black. If you can't show me a black father and a black mother of King James, then, well, shit, according to the Hebrews, the mother don't really matter. If you can't show me a black father of King James, then how can you say King James is black? You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Solomon. I want to know, where do y'all come from with the information that Solomon is a black man? So, you know, these are other topics and things that we will build upon.
That's a deep topic right there.
Yeah. That might be
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of dialogue with that.
Yeah. That might be something that's handled next month or something like that. But, yeah, I really want to get into that one because I want to try to crack. Because, again, this show is about black power. This show is not about victimhood. This show is not about superstition. This show isn't about holding on to narratives and stereotypes. Me, I like to destroy all of that. Let's destroy it all and rebuild ourselves. And that's the whole thing at the end of the day. So this your man, Rasta B. Smoke, you got any closing words?
Nah, man. I mean, I do want to just say, man, you know, all the listeners out there, you know, if you want to, you know, drop in on Facebook, you know, the address is /InBlack.America. The Twitter address is @InBlackAmerica, the number 7. You got any emails for us, you can always email us at inblackamerica@yahoo.com. And that's really about it, man. You know, get off the white man's dick, man. Stand up.
Yeah, pretty much. Stand up. Stand on your toes. Woman, stand on yours. You're not less than the black man, and you're not greater than the black man. Black man, you're not less than the black woman. You're not greater than the black woman. We in this fight together, and as soon as we accept that narrative, that we're in this fight together, then you're no longer going to see that black woman as your enemy, and black woman, you're no longer going to see that black man as your enemy. As long as you keep on looking at minstrel shows on television, you're never going to respect that black man, and black man, you're never going to respect that black woman. How real is that? Peace.
Location: Toronto. Status: 5-star hotel, 4 seasons. Them trunks right upstairs, they know not to come down here playing no real niggas. Move. I'm still up counting 500,000 cash. Nikki in the bedroom sleep. Life is good. I've been in my cell for a week straight. Locked down 24, no more police state. Damn, shit so real, it ain't fake. Damn, let me take you to the Green Gate. When we was selling white girl, Audemars shining like it need a light bill. These niggas dick ride like they don't even like girls. 100,000 for the jet, yeah, that's the flight bill. Damn, cross 4 bricks to go to live, nigga. Whole squad on some shit, that's how we live, nigga. 25 bad bitches, what we did, nigga. That's 50 different Louboutins, bleeding red, nigga. Woo!